On today's live daily news, we tell you how a boulder may have saved a kid's life. A man from the Permian Basin gets caught with 9 pounds of pot here in town, and an update on tonight's weather. Plus, Sarah Ross with Fort Concho joins the show to talk about their Frontier Days. All this plus more. I'm Matt Trammell, and this is Live. But first, a huge concert is coming to San Angelo this weekend, and tickets are going fast. Cody West and Grady Spencer and the Works will be performing at the City Limits on Friday night, March 24th. To get your tickets, go to the City Limits Facebook page, Stubwire, and of course, you can always click the banner ad on sanangelolive.com. We start the show today with a crash that could have been a lot worse if landscape boulders weren't where they were. At around 1:30 this afternoon, a major crash was called to the intersection of Avenue L and South Jackson Street. Officer Quidham with the San Angelo Police Department stated that a white work truck failed to yield the right-of-way while traveling southbound on Jackson Street to a gray Equinox that was on Avenue L. The crash sent the Equinox into the trailer and then into a large landscaping boulders in front of someone's house in their front yard. The driver and her infant were taken to Shannon. Neither of the injuries were serious, as the child was in the proper safety seat. The driver of the white truck was cited for failure to yield the right-of-way. In the courthouse this afternoon, the jury in the Fiddle Strings axe attack trial began deliberation. We've told you since Monday that Fabian Mejia has been on trial for attacking Jesse Trevino on March 11th of last year with an axe. All week, the jury has heard from everyone from SAPD officers to bartenders that night to even the people that were in the fight. However, the one thing the jury hasn't seen is that weapon. Despite that, they will decide the fate of Mejia. If he is convicted, he could face 20 years in prison. In other crime news, a Midland man was indicted in Tom Green County for possessing nearly 10 pounds of marijuana. Cameron Myers was stopped by sheriff deputies on August 4th of last year for allegedly going 81 in a 60 during construction on U.S. Highway 87 South. When the deputy ran Myers' name, it was learned that he had an active warrant out of Ector County. Then he did an inventory on Myers' vehicle. This is where a blue suitcase was found, and inside that suitcase was 9 pounds of marijuana. Myers was arrested for the possession and bonded out the very next day. He is going to be back in court sometime soon for a pretrial. And finally, if you've been looking at other local media sites, they'll tell you to expect this treacherous storm tonight. What they aren't telling you is that these bad storms will be way north of us in Abilene and Sweetwater. There could be some storms in San Angelo, but those will only bring light showers, so don't be worried about that so-called lime-sized hail. Also, we are expecting a fire watch tomorrow afternoon, so plan for that. And now, here's Ryan Chadwick with sports.
We all know it's super hard to find Super Duties. They are few and far between, but right now, you can actually find a great selection at Jim Bass, and it's perfect because it's Truck Month. So why not take advantage of the Ford factory incentives and our great selections and make it the place to buy your next truck. Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hardin Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
I'm here in Andrews, Texas, where all the San Angelo high schools start their soccer playoff push today. The San Angelo Central Bobcats have already played. Unfortunately, they fell 3-1 to El Paso Eastlake. Now, behind me, we have our Lakeview Chiefs playing right now, and they are also down 1-0 to El Paso Riverside, but it is still in the first half. So hopefully these Lakeview Chiefs can turn things around and put a string of goals together and go ahead and get the win. At 5 o'clock, we do have the Lakeview Maidens taking the field. And then at 7, finally, in the last game of the day, we have the Lady Cats, trying to advance to the second round. So, unfortunately, the Bobcats are out, but let's hope that the Chiefs, Maidens, and Lady Cats can go ahead and secure this win. Back to y'all.
This month only, mix and match cleaning and disinfecting services and save big with Carpetech. For example, get your carpet clean, save 10%. Get your carpet and tile clean, save 15%. Or get your carpet and tile and air ducts clean, save 20%. Call Carpetech today, 325-735-5142.
If your home is in a wreck, call Carpetech, yeah.
And welcome back to the show. Joining me this afternoon is Sarah Ross with Fort Concho. She is the education coordinator out there. And this, I believe, is your second time here with me.
It is, and it was on 2/23, and it's 3/23.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming back.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again.
What now, Fort Concho? There's always something going on out at Fort Concho, and I know we're going to talk about April, but there's something coming up this weekend that might be out of the ordinary if you're just driving by.
Yeah, so this weekend, March 25th, we're hosting School of the Soldier, which is an entire day of our new recruits learning about being living historians.
Okay.
But we do that by actually having them experience the soldier's life. So we do a garrison day, basically. And so
Okay.
from sun up to sundown, we start with a flag detail, we go into drill, we have lunch, which is going to be stew made over the fire, and then afternoon is going to be cleaning details.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we'll have a tour so everyone learns the basic history of Fort Concho and really understands it. And then that evening for dinner, we're having bread, apples, and cheese.
Oh wow! So it's almost like a basic training day for those.
That's exactly
kiddos.
what it is.
That is amazing. And busy month in April as well. National Historic Landmark. You have so much to exhibit and to show. So let's talk about what's going on a little bit in April.
Yeah, so April is one of our busiest months.
Okay.
It's perfect weather outside. It's right before the heat comes. So we're going to start off with the speaker series. It's every Wednesday from 12 to 1 in our commissary. And then that will happen every Wednesday.
Okay, and that's a brown bag thing.
Yeah, bring your own
Bring your
lunch. First one is actually going to be about the Texas Indian fight in 1846, and
Right.
Dr. James Bay will be leading that.
Okay.
Hey.
Fantastic. And in addition to those, what else is going on?
Yeah, so we have the cavalry competition coming up.
Okay, that's right.
It's probably one of my favorites. Of course, most of the programs are my favorite because I get to be there every day. But so cavalry is one of those interpretations you don't really see that often. And at this event, it's going to be 30 to 40 riders, all dressed in 19th century cavalry, showing all the training skills they have with their horse. They're going to have to show they can shoot off the horse. They're going to have to show that they can jump with their horse. They have to show they have the skills that it takes.
Okay.
And so they'll be out. That's taking place April 20th through 22nd. The Hesse Cup will be taking place April 22nd after Frontier Day, which we got to talk about too.
Okay.
And so the best part is on April 22nd, they do a charge, and our entire parade field becomes dust as the horses ride by.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And there's some swordsmanship that goes on with that too, if I'm
Yeah,
right.
so part of it is they have a saber, and from the back of their horse, they have to run around and pop balloons. And I don't know if you've ever popped a balloon near a horse, but that's some skill.
I bet that adds an extra layer of intrigue to it.
Yeah. They'll have to fire with a pistol and then the 1873 carbine as well.
Right.
And we have people from Fort Hood coming, Fort Carson, and then we have some others that are still being announced. They're telling us right now whether or not they're coming. And then we'll have living historians from local forts as well.
Okay. Looking forward to that. Now before that is Frontier Day.
Yeah,
Frontier
so
Days.
April 22nd is our second largest event of the year, and that's Frontier Day.
Okay.
It's a celebration of local agriculture. We'll have people out there with sheep. They're going to be shearing the sheep and then spinning that wool. There's one lady who comes out and she discusses all of the native plants that are in San Angelo and how they can be used, how Native Americans used them, how we can use them today in our own homes.
Okay.
Texas Historical Commission usually comes out. I'll be in OQ6. We'll be running a full officer quarters, which is where we'll be baking bread. We'll be discussing the parts of a lady's life.
Okay.
We'll have parlor games going. We'll be crocheting, knitting. And then I have one lady who's going to be coming out and spinning on the front porch and living history garments as well.
That's amazing. Now, you last month that brought to mind you had an afternoon tea.
I did. It was my first time hosting a tea as education coordinator.
Okay.
And we sold out on the second day. The first day got everyone's attention. By the second day, we were sold out before the program even began. I have to host this again. It was so much fun. We did parlor games. Me and a couple of friends, we were baking nonstop the days leading up to it. We used recipes from Connie used recipes from Alice Gerson's cookbook.
Okay.
So she lived in OQ1, and we hosted the program in OQ1. So it's about 150 years later, the same gingerbread's in the house.
That is truly amazing.
Yeah.
That is something. What else is coming up at Fort Concho?
I think that's the biggest things for April.
For April?
Yeah. I always like to throw in there that living history, we always need more people to join us to help and preserve history. But also by being the boots on the ground and showing people history, we're bringing the history to life so that those who don't want to read a book necessarily can talk to us.
And Fort Concho, for folks who may or may not know, is one of the best preserved Western forts in the United States, and you're doing more of that. We're having 2 new buildings.
Yeah, so Barracks 3 and 4 plus their mess halls are being built. We're hoping to have a license to occupy by the end of summer.
Okay.
And they're putting up the stone. It's looking so much more like a barracks now.
Okay.
Mess Hall 3, if you're driving by, you'll have to come see it. It's really cool.
I just love seeing more buildings going up out there. It's a fantastic place, and it's San Angelo's only National Historic Landmark. Very well attended, very well taken care of.
Yeah, we'll have a complete barracks row.
That is
what
fantastic.
A thing to say.
It's such a tremendous boon for the fort and for the community. Just to have living history here is amazing to me.
And the really cool part is, if we get it done by the end of summer, have all the stone up, it'll be in time for the Buffalo Soldier Memorial that the NAACP is putting up.
Right, across
all
the street.
All that programming is taking place July 28th through the 30th.
Okay.
And so the entire time, the pictures taken during the program, the flag ceremonies, all that, will be a complete barracks behind them.
That is wonderful. Absolutely fantastic news. All right. Sarah, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me again.
Please come back.
I will do that.
All right, thanks. Sarah Ross, the Education Coordinator out at Fort Concho, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Concho's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Concho's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Concho stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Concho's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo. Thank you, Yantis. Thank you, Sarah. Y'all make sure to go out to the Frontier Days. It's going to be a tons of fun that's out there at Fort Concho. This has been Live Daily News. We're here every afternoon. We're going to give you all the news from the day, as well as give you a very interesting interview like the one we had. If you don't have San Angelo Live's app, make sure you go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and download that today. For all of us at San Angelo Live, I'm Matt Trammell, and we'll see you tomorrow.